Good morning, everyone. My name is Nandan Kethi. Welcome to the Q1 product update for Classe365. We just want to mention that this webinar is going to be recorded and it will be published in our community as well. All right. So again, for everyone who's joined the call or who's going to be viewing this product update through our community, welcome. So it's early in the morning here in Sydney for us. And we are very excited to bring in some new features and enhancements across all our product range. Yeah, let's get started. 2025 is going to be a big year for Classe365. So we are super excited to have a lot of functions and features to help educators save time, for teachers as well. So there's a specific focus on how we can reduce time and effort for teachers. They can focus more on teaching and less on kind of administrative tasks. And that's where the AI feature updates and product updates we've been investing. And I'm super excited to show all these functions in this call for us. To get started, what we're going to discuss today is essentially some of the key features and also some other features which is more of a product enhancements. And also we'll talk about our new gamification module which we released in January this year. Right. So the AI, as I mentioned, we've had a huge investment in AI. How we are investing our people resources to help build the platform from ground up and connecting all our modules through our AI engine. So I'm going to talk more about that. Then we have a few enhancements in our fee and invoicing module. There's been a huge request from our user base on functions like credit balance, invoice template modifications. I'm going to talk about that. Those are major updates as well. And then I'll spend some time on our new gamification module. So this is an enhancement or an addition to the LMS function. So if you have an LMS subscription with us, so you will automatically have the gamification module. So we'll talk more about that, and I'll walk you through all these features as well. So the first one I want to talk about is the AI enhancement. So last year, we invested and released a lot of beta versions on our AI module, especially our AI chat, and we've improved quite a lot on our the AI chat, but also we've introduced AI writing assistant. So if you are writing anything reports, you have a writing assistant just right up there to help you kind of hone your writing. You can just give a description and you can expand, shorten, polish your writing and those things, and you can change the tone. So kind of makes it more easier and more fast to get the messages across to students and parents and administrators. So that's something in every one of our dialog boxes where you can write. The other thing I want to very excited about is about the AI assessment evaluation. So this feature is just released. I think in a lot of geographies, the updates are happening as we speak, and I'm super excited about showing this one. So this level of assessment evaluation, like if you're doing end of year reports on your report cards, teachers are doing end of year reports. The amount of insight you have to have across each and every student on the homeworks done, or the quizzes or the projects. Every little thing is being analyzed by the AI, and it provides a report for teachers, and teachers can add their insight into it further. They get a quick summary of how students did across all the exams, assessments, and teachers can add a little bit more what they think and just publish it, rather than just generic information on student performance. You now have the option to really kind of go deep into every little details the student has done, and in your end of year report, you will be able to kind of provide all that for parents or even students to kind of analyze deeply into how they are doing and what are the best ways they can improve their learning outcomes. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm going to show you how this feature works. The next thing I'm going to talk about is some of the features we did in our fee and invoicing module. This is one of our most widely used add-on modules. There are two things we did. So one is the credit balance feature. A lot of customers, they might want to add initial credit balance, or they might have done a refund and they want to add that as a balance, so which can be added once the payment is being received. So this feature is being added to our platform right now. And it kind of makes the entire allocation of credit balances easier. And the next one we have is the invoice templates. The invoice templates, we had a fixed invoice template before. Now you can personalize the design, include additional store information or additional organization details. You can put your own logo, the logo, or put other details as part of the template itself. And so we have few inbuilt templates, and we have some the templates that you can design as well. So I'm going to talk to you more about that in the walkthrough. And finally, I want to give an in-depth overview of our badges and gamification module. So this is a new module which we released, and it brings really Classe365 LMS into some of those top 4 LMS platforms in the market in terms of the features and functions that we have. It really completes the module with everything that you need in a modern LMS platforms. And so that's basically all the product updates. If you have any questions, either you can request, you can comment on the community where this webinar will be posted after the recording of the webinar will be posted after this session, or you can we'll have a Q&A session later as well. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is all the AI functions that we have released. So if I log in to the platform, now the AI function that was done, that was released last year. So we've done a lot of improvements in terms of how the questions are kind of answered. So we've, helping the AI to kind of better understand the data points, and it is constantly evolving, and we are constantly improving the way it's answering the questions. So if I go into the list of students and I want to send an email to all the cohorts, I can click all and I can send an email up here. So there's an option where I can write with AI, and then whatever it may be, I can add it up here, and I can have an option where I can expand, shorten. I can change the tone of voice as well, in terms of how I want to do this. And then the AI will generate the content, and then you can just apply that content into the system, right? So this is something that we have built. You can just say it, and then you can apply those content up here as well. So this is available at every dialog boxes which you use. That's the first one, which is the AI writing assistance. So it really kind of helps you kind of make the conversation much more polished, or however you want to do it, because a lot of administrators will be sending a lot of emails. It kind of helps them to speed up the things while sending emails. So if I go into any of the student profile, like things like activities up here, and there is a dialog box here, and I can have the AI writing assistance. So when I am writing anything here, so you have the option where there are some suggestions which is provided as well. So you can literally have some of the writing suggestions and do this, and it generates some of the content automatically. So we've have some predefined templates that you can have, and then you can have some of the, you can add that, and you can save save this information if you need. Now, that's the first thing I want to talk about was the AI writing assistance. This, along with this feature, just today we released a new functionality on the AI, which is called assessment, which is part of the assessment and grading. It is called the AI assessment evaluation. So if I go into any of the cohorts, let's say, I'm a teacher teaching science or cardiology. Now you will start to see from now on something called AI assessment evaluation. A lot of the times, especially the end of year reports, teachers may have to write something, as part of the evaluation. And this would be based on the learning outcomes. And, a lot of the times teachers might have just literally made notes across each student. But it's pretty much humanly impossible to kind of analyze every little assessments for every student and provide a detailed report. And this is where the AI evaluation really helps teachers to build that final, end of year or end of term reports in the overall sections, right? So what I can do is here, so I can click on AI evaluation, and I get a list of all the students they are teaching. And then these are the existing comments that the teacher might have done, or they might not be there as well. So what it does is you can select all students, or, just for the purpose, I'm going to select, let's say, only these 3 students, and I can start the AI evaluation. Now, what it's doing is it literally analyzing every assessment, every homework, every project, everything, and it is providing an overview of that. Here it says Arlene demonstrates solid performance in several areas this term. Her consistent homework scores, particularly homework 1, understanding of material, based on all these, information, it is kind of building a kind of a narrative for teachers to kind of review. They can review, they can edit, or they can use the AI writing assistance here as well to kind of shorten it or expand on it. Or they can, do their own custom edit as well. So they can say, can you add all these things, additional things that you have observed about the student, and it adds, and then you can apply. So once you apply, it's all up there. So you can, you see that, everything in one click, you can analyze all these students' performance, end of year performance, and then just apply, right? When you apply, it's saved and it's already up here. So you can see all this information, and this information will carry into the report card, right? So this is something that, we are super excited. I think it's going to help a lot of teachers, and they would be spending less time writing end of year reports up here. So that's a pretty big update that we have, and really kind of helps organizations to manage end of year reports they can really create like beautiful, insightful end of year reports, end of term reports through the AI assessment tool. Okay, so that's that completes what I want to talk about, the 2 key features, which is the AI writing assistance and the AI assessment evaluation. Right? Then we come to the next update, which is the fee and invoicing module. Within the fee invoicing module, we have 2 things that we have got right now. One is the credit balance feature. So for the credit balance feature, so what we have is, the first thing what we do is we look at, let's say, for example, you have a student who has some credit balance that you want to apply. So what you can do is you can go into the student profile, and you can go into fee and invoicing, and here is where you can adjust the credit balance for the student. I can select that this is a credit balance, and I want to just add 100 euros or whatever it may be, and just notes this is a refund from previous course withdrawn. Okay, so you can add this one here, and they will have a running credit balance up here. So you can see that information, what is the credit balance, and then you can manage it individually per student that they have. they have added the credit balance. And then once you are invoicing students, so if I go into my fee and invoicing module here, and here is where I have an option when adding the fees. You can enable the option. So a lot of customers might not want to add credit balance, so you can enable payments by credit balance as well. So when you're creating an invoice category, you have this setting to enable payments by credit balance. So once you've enabled that, when you're adding payments to the invoices, so let's say if you have any unpaid invoices, so I can, let's say this student here, I'm just going to search all the invoices. And let's say this is an unpaid invoice up here. And then I can add an payment for this student. And I have an option whether I can do manual payment or there's a credit balance as well. So it will tell you how much balance they have. So they have, 1,200 euros as a balance. And I'm going to use that balance to have, let's say, 500 of it. No. So I think the invoice itself is 100. And then just, whatever the transaction ID, applied credit. And then I can add additional notes and send notification as well. So right now, this invoice is paid. And if I go into the invoice details up here, you will see that the payment method is credit balance and whatever the reference is. And now you have actually taken the amount from the credit balance the student had. A lot of customers are using the credit balance as, let's say, they have scholarships that been allocated. So you can allocate credit balance as scholarships as well. While you're adding the credit balance for the student, you have an option. If I go into the student itself, so you have an option where you can add details on what is the description, and you will see that you can add that this is part of a scholarship that they've got, and you can apply that scholarship amount to as a credit balance that they have, and they can apply it for your courses or anything like that as well. Okay, so that's the credit balance function that we have. By the way, so there's always other important updates that we did as well. So as an example, so we have tried to make the student view here as manage students like a control center for managing a lot of activities. As an example, so let's say I want to select any kind of cohort, and I get the list of all the students. I can filter students based on any kind of fields that we have, and then I can select all, and I have an option here to create an invoice directly as well. So from here, I can say whatever the fee type is, and I can proceed, and you automatically go into that student. This student is already invoiced this one. So, and then you can go here and you can invoice. So so this is how you can manage quickly directly from manage students, how you can bulk invoice students or kind of select a few filters, and based on that you can invoice as well. So another major update we had was the update on invoice templates. In the settings right now, we have something called invoice templates now. We have an option where you can add, there's always a default template, which is our existing templates, which we had so far. But if you want to add additional templates, you can have an additional options. We have a option where you can select these designs. You have data variables that you can add into the template as well. So these are all the data variables that are coming across the system, invoice institution details, and then you can have other things like line items, whether you want anything up here to be designed. So you have complete control of the data you want to have on the system. So and also you can adjust based on the printer if you want to print, and you have specific printers that you want to optimize it. So you can have print settings. All these things can be managed up here. So once this is done, you can also preview how it actually looks for any of the students as well. That's basically how you can design new templates, new invoice templates. And when you're adding a new invoice, you have an option right now, whether you want to add the new design or the old design, however you want to kind of manage it. So that's how you can manage the invoice templates up here, which one you want to add. If I go back here on invoice templates or invoice features in this quarter, I want to talk and spend some time on a new feature, which is a gamification module. The gamification module, as we discussed, it is part of the LMS updates that we did. Now, you will see two sections here. One is gamification and badges. You have an option to create a game, or you have an option to just award students with badges as well. I'm going to talk about that. So badges is something you can design. So there are badges which are pre-built up here. So you can see when you open it, you will have a lot of badges that we have built. As soon as someone joins the courses, you can add a badge to the student, and you can put a remark, whether it's a global achievement or academic session wise. You want to give this award, or students with specific class section, or students who have taken specific subjects as well, you can give them a badge. You can add students here, and then you can submit it, and this is already added up here, right? So you can see the number of students, who are the students who've got this badge. All that data you can add up here as well. You can search for them and all these things. And this awarding of badges can be managed in many places. Let's say, for example, you're in Manage Students, and you just want to add a badge to the student. There's an option where you can award a badge, and you can select which badge you want to add. Let's say overachievers, and you can say whatever remark, and you can provide those badges to all these students as well. Creating badges, it's pretty straightforward, as I said. So there's default badges which we have already built, and then you can create a badge here as well, right? So here is where you can create a badge name, and then you have an option where you can upload your own badge design. So these options are available where you can create your own badge. So once the badges are created, either you can use badges on its own, you don't have to use the gamification module, or you can go into start designing a game as well. So here is where we can create a game where you can create levels and have a leaderboard and things like that to build it. So the way it actually works is you create a game. You can add a game name, game title, and all these things. The scope, whether it's a site-wide game or it is a class-specific game where you can add. Let's say this is for all students who are in this cohort, or in this grade, or it is section specific, or it's only term one in specific term of that students, or it is only for the specific subject. You have an option where you will have the game details. So if I go and I need to make it as draft to edit it, and then if I go in here, I can add different levels as well. Let's say I want to add this one here. So I can say this is the badge, and I want to give them additional, and where you can change the default colors and card color and everything up here. You can see. And yeah, so I can change all these and then just save it. So you can see, I have created different games and levels as well, and the points that they need to get to these levels as well. Remember, when you are setting up the game, you have said that this would be for all these cohorts. So I need, let's say she's get 40 points because she's already got 110 total points, and once I get that, she will have 150 points, and she's in level 3 right now. And if I go into the leaderboard, and you will see all the students who are part of the game and who are the leaders, how many students have got what level here as well. So you can see this, and students will be super excited to see all that. You can see the badges that they have achieved. You can see on their student profile, so what are the badges that they have got. And it's kind of digitizing the entire gamification process. If there's school, you have house points, you can build a house point system in the platform. Or if you are just using the LMS platform and you want to manage based on how quickly they are grasping things, you can always add badges. Adding badges, if I go into gamification here, so you can see all that inside. Here is where you can mark that, okay, this game is completed. And if I go into that, you have these options where you can edit and stuff. You have a dashboard on what are the players, top players. There's 48 participants here. Here is where you can see all these students who have actually started to get points as well. That's basically how the gamification works. As I said, you have options where directly from manage students, you can select all students, you can add students to a game as well. You may not need to be in the gamification module to add, but you can add it from here as well. Now, if the game is part of a subject, if I go into the LMS, let's say I'm in this cohort, let's say the science is a subject, you have options where you can add students badges, award students to your badges, or you can manage the game. So this game is specifically for this subject, right? And you can see all that information up here, all that data up here as well. So you can manage all these things directly from your LMS portal as well. And you have an option to add a game directly from here or award students with badges directly from here as well. So that is how the gamification module is being designed, and you can use the gamification module as part of the LMS update. We have that's basically the Q1 product updates we have. If you have any question, I'm just going to open up the Q&A right now. So if you have anything, I'm just going to be up here for a few more time. If you have any things you need, please let me know. But that's basically all the Q1 updates that we have. This webinar will be posted on community. And if you have any questions on the webinar, I know that there's the time difference. There's a lot of people might not be able to join, but if you want to come back and have any questions, you can ask the questions for the community post as well, and someone will be able to assist you as well.